Hello, welcome to this wristwatch tutorial. We start the tutorial by adding first here our reference image, and we do it by adding here an empty image. And then here from the empty settings we open the image, and I'm using this image here, and let's scale it up to something quite big so we can see it better. And let's move it there, and then let's rotate in x-axis 90 degrees like that, and then let's duplicate it. And okay, I'm going to rotate it back like this. So now we have the same image in two different ways. And why I have it like this, I center the cursor here, Shift+C, and I'm going to locate it roughly in the center, and then I'm going to rotate it also like this, so it's kind of it's almost in the correct position, so we can use this as a reference when we model over this empty. So I'm also a little bit moving it down, so move z-axis like this. Okay, that's good. And now we add there a circle, and this 32 is quite okay setting for this circle, so we just scale it up, and this circle is going to be this part. So let's scale it to something like that, that it's kind of meeting with this reference image. And then let's go to edit mode with tab, and then select everything, and then press E to extrude, and then S to scale like this. And now we have here so much of things we don't need, so let's select this one, and then Ctrl+ to select everything until we go there, and there is not much anymore, not needed details there, so just press X and then delete those. Actually I'm going to undo. Let's go back a little bit one step, so Ctrl- and then X, delete vertices. And we need to also delete this because we are using the mirror modifier, so I'm going to delete this also. Ctrl+ and then X to delete, and then vertices. And then now we can set up the mirror modifier, which is this one here in the modifier settings. Mirror, and then select this, and then Ctrl+E and edge slide. Alright, now we can select these all, and then extrude with E, and then scale them like this, so you have this shape here, and we are trying to have it like the reference image like that. And then let's select this, and then Shift+V, and we slide this vertex vertically, and maybe this also a little bit. Okay, so now we have this basic shape, and we can now select it again in edit mode and extrude in z-axis. Something like this is quite okay, I guess. And because we extruded it like that with the mirror modifier, we also created here inside this hidden face, and it's going to cause some problems, so I just select it and delete like that. I think there might be some shortcut to extrude without that inner face, but that's just what I'm used to do, so I do it like that also today. And now let's select these. It's not showing my shortcut, so I'm pressing Ctrl-Shift and then select those, and I'm going to move them a little bit down. I also need to move this because the shape looks a little bit wrong. Maybe this is okay. Alright, the next thing is to add subdivision surface modifier. So let's select this one, and you see that there is a problem because it's kind of rounding those corners here. So let's go to edit mode and select every edge there you wanna have sharp. So like these. Alt plus Shift plus right mouse button, and these are the edges. And then we go here in this transform menu, which you open like with N key, like this. And we have here there in this transform this mean bevel. Oh, not sorry, mean crease. And let's add it there 100%. And you can, by the way, go to also Control E and then edge crease, and this is also here. So, or you can use the shortcut Shift plus E like this. So do what fits for your workflow. And then we enable the smooth shading, and we already see another problem there because it looks kind of wrong. I wanna move this a little bit down. And the problem is with the crease, because it kind of didn't fix the sharpness of this those edges. So if we add more subdivisions here, it kind of creates better looking mesh, and that's good. Maybe okay, I'm not going to that. So the next thing is to have this what do you call this? No, there is that metallic bar, and we wanna model it also there. So let's select this, and then this, and then press Shift plus S and cursor to select it, and then let's add there a cylinder. And I'm going to add only 6 of those vertices because we have here the subdivision surface, so this is kind of adding more details to this. So I need to model it kind of low poly, so we don't create too much of those. So rotate. By the way, I'm also using here cap fill type, and if you have this, then you create uncontent, but I'm using nothing, and nothing is good, at least in this situation. So rotate this in x-axis 90 degrees, and it's there, and I'm going to move it like there in that part. By the way, let's add there in the mirror modify also this y-axis, so we have in both sides this, and we need also this clipping, and let's move it in like that, and let's add the smooth shading also. And there is some sort of random details there, so I'm going to add them also here, and I'll just add edge loop here, and then another, and then let's select these and scale in, and then press Shift plus Y and you scale them like this. And now we can add there the edge crease and create this as a sharp. So this is kind of okay like that. Alright. Okay, the next thing is to model this outer part of the table and because we have here this, we need to hide it. So let's select it and press H to hide it, and it's gone. And then let's center the cursor again, Shift C, and let's go to the top view with Z key, and let's add there another circle. And I think this 32 is kind of okay for this object. So let's go to the edit mode with tab key and select everything and scale until it's kind of like this. And then press E to extrude and scale like this. And then let's again press E to extrude and move these down a little bit. Something like this. I need to move this down again because it's on my way. So let's move this. I think this is okay. So let's press again E to extrude and scale again. And I guess this is kind of, I'm not sure, is this like inside of the table or upward. So I extrude and I just make it like this. You can do your own way to do it. And by the way, I think I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to window it. And this is going to be a separate part. I think it's okay like that, because I don't wanna have too much of things happening in this object. It's better to have new objects than always model in the same object. So I'm going to extrude this. Not this. Did I do something? Okay. Extrude this inside, and then let's hide this, and then extrude again like this, and then extrude and move down a little bit. Extrude and scale, maybe something like this, and extrude, and then Alt plus M and merge at the center. And now we have some area here for the clock mechanism, and we have here this kind of hatch you can the clock worker can open and fix the mechanism when it's going to get broken. I'm going to select those and scale a little bit with Shift plus Z. Alright, and let's enable the smooth shading. And now we wanna have also the subdivision surface modify, and we do the same steps here also we did in the other offset. So let's press Shift plus E, and there also. Alright, and let's add a little bit more those, and it's kind of okay now. You should, by the way, have if you are going to use in the view 3 levels of those, you should also have in the render 3, because if you don't do that, you will have ugly render, because the render will look like this, and that's not what we wanna have. And let's unhide the other part here. So let's press Alt plus H, okay, sorry, and I can see that this part is a little bit different as what I expected. What is going on there? Okay, this is the test. Actually, which one did I model? Okay, this is the part we wanna have there. So let's move this up so it kind of meets with the other, and it's now overlapping there. So let's select this edge loop here and move down so it beautifully fits with the other part. maybe I select these also, and S to scale and Shift plus Z to prevent them scaling in Z axis. So now they are like a little bit there. Okay. The next part is to model this table part here, which is going to hang on this other part. So let's center the camera again, and let's add there a circle. Circles are everywhere, and we wanna have also those 32 vertices there, and I'm going to fill it with Ancon maybe, and then scale up and move up, and then select everything and E to extrude and move down. And let's select everything and press Ctrl plus N to rotate the normals. You can with this control the normals directions. It's the way how Blender defines which side is outside and which side is inside, and how thick are those corners. That all is done with the normals. So we have now this part here, and we need to create those holes there. So I'm going to hide these everything, so they are not in my way. And let's go to the wireframe mode, and we need to create. I wanna create those with the boolean. So let's first center the, in case we didn't do it. And by the way, this is causing problems. This is a bug, I guess, in Blender. This edge ring is kind of disappearing inside of that. I already created a bug report for this, but they have not fixed it yet. But okay, I'm still going. Maybe we are not going into the wireframe mode because of that bug. But let's select this and hide this also. And let's add the cylinder. And where on earth? It's there. And we need also a little bit more details. I don't know, 22 maybe. And then let's make it a little bit bigger. And also we wanna fill it with the Ancon maybe. And let's move it in a position we think it's kind of okay. And let's scale it a little bit. I don't know, maybe like this. So we have here space to extrude these parts there. And let's duplicate it and move to the other part like that and like that. And this is of course going to be a cube, so let's add there a cube and move it there. And I'm just guessing it's kind of that like that, and scale in x-axis and then rotate. And we need to select those both, so let's select these and then press Ctrl E and edge slide and select those also and edge slide and edge slide these also. But what am I doing? I'm using edge split. Okay, edge slide. By the way, if you accidentally made the edge split, you should fix this, because with edge split you create like the what edge split, and now you okay, sorry, I have no idea what am I talking about. Let's see. So with the edge split you can create like this, and now you select those and you have the this kind of hole. So now if you accidentally did that, select everything and W and remove doubles, and note this is again okay. And let's select this with L key and move down, maybe like this. Okay, and let's unhide everything and then hide again those we don't need. And let's select these, and now you need to have the pool tool. So user preferences right there, pool tool, offset pool tool, and now you have here this menu, and we use difference. And that's it, we created those holes, and those are nice. And now let's select these, and remember that if you have this there, you need to select also the other side of the hole. So let's select everything like this, and then press Ctrl plus and Ctrl minus. Okay, we accidentally also selected this. So now we have those selected, and we wanna have there the individual origins, and then press E to extrude, and then S and to scale, and Shift plus Z and scale. Wait a minute, why it's creating this? Individual origins. Oh, there is also in the other side. Let's undo. Remember to deselect this also. Okay, now it's good. And okay, E to extrude, and S to scale, and Shift plus Z, and then extrude like this, scale like this. And now we can select those face rings there and extrude again to Z axis like this. Cool. And then we can unhide again everything. So now we have those holes there, and let's create maybe those parts there underneath of these holes. Alright, so the next thing will be to model these, I don't know what should I call, hole marks, I don't know. And I again center the cursor there, and then let's add a cube, because those definitely are separate objects. So let's scale this to something quite small, and then let's move it and then scale in x-axis like this, and let's move it there. It's still, I think, a little bit too big. Alright, and now when we have the cursor centered, we use here this spin, this one, and let's move this to max value, which is 316, and let's click this duplicate, which creates a duplicate of those, and then we need more of those, of course 12. And now we can delete the last one, because it always creates one duplicate like this, but I guess they are a little bit in wrong place. So let's just select everything and use the median point and scale, so they are kind of in the correct spot. Okay, actually, because we need this outer rim there, so I think something like this is quite okay. And now we can edit those we wanna edit. For example, this is a little bit different. So I add there a loop cut, and then I'm going to bevel it, and I'm going to delete the face. So now we have this two separate meshes, and I select those both edges like this and create those. And let's select those and then scale in y-axis like this. So it's kind of okay now. And we need some material for this, so I just create here new, and let's name it something like markings. And the color should be something like quite dark. Alright. By the way, I wanna add the markings material also here. So let's select this and this, this, and then this and this, and then just Ctrl plus. So we have everything selected, and let's use the markings material, but because we have not other material there, the material will appear in everywhere, so we need to add new material here. And let's use this and rename this as a table, and then Ctrl I to create an invert selection, and then assign. By the way, I think I wanna little bit edit this. So Ctrl I now when we have everything selected, and we can move these a little bit more to center. So it's kind of better now. Because we can trust in everything for this reference, because it's in perspective mode, so we need to create some sort of edit to our mesh. And then we can create, actually I'm going to move this a little bit up, and then I'm going to create here, wait a minute, sorry, I'm sometimes getting very confused. Okay, let's create those, I need to Google the word for those clock hands, and let's center the cursor again, and then let's add there a plane, and let's move it up, and in edit mode scale it like this, and scale in x-axis like this, and then in edge selection mode we can move this there. So this is going to be the hour hand, so it's going to be the biggest one. So I'm going to make it a little bit more thick, something like this, and then also moving this there. Alright, and then I'm going to extrude this and scale to something like this. Alright, and there's also this hole inside of this, so I add here loop cut, and then select this one, and then E to extrude, and then S to scale, and then scale in y-axis, maybe a little bit in x-axis more, and then I just delete this center face and extrude everything. And I'm going to assign here the markings material. Actually, there should be two different materials. That markings and then some white material. So let's create new, and then select this markings, and click this plus icon so you create a duplicate of this material, and let's select white there, and markings, underscore white. And then we can now select these where we want to have this material assigned. Okay. Now just duplicate this hand here, and we create another from this same. And how we do it, we in the first place select everything and scale in y-axis, so it's a little bit thinner, and then select these and move a little bit there, something like that, I guess. Even more, and that's it. It's the minute hand. Alright, let's create those smaller faces also. And okay, every one of those are a little bit different. So what we do is we create one face there, and then we in Photoshop or some other image editor we add the text rest here. Let's center the cursor, and then let's add face, and let's move it up. So this basically is the thing, and we need to create those little hands also. So let's first create this one, and let's select this ring there and cursor to select it, and let's add there a plane, and let's scale it, and let's go to upbeat and move it a little bit, and then just scale it like this. And then I'm going to bevel these. Actually, I'm going to add there also. Control plus Shift plus B, and you bevel also only those vertices, which is very cool. And now we can add the materials for this. So first the markings white, and then another, and it's the markings. And let's select these to add the markings material there. Alright, that's very cool. Now I can move it a little bit down and then extrude like that. Cool. And let's duplicate this and move somewhere there, and then let's select this this ring there and cursor to select it, and then select this hand there and go Shift plus S and selection to cursor, and so it's there, and then duplicate again and move there and select this ring and select cursor to select it, and then it didn't cursor to select it. Okay, and then this and Shift plus S and selection to cursor, and we have those all. Actually, we need to also fix this. So cursor to select it, and then selection to cursor. So now it's completely similar way as those others. And we can rotate this a little bit if we want to have some different, I don't know, something like this. Actually, I don't know. Rotate individual origins, rotate in Z-axis, so now we can like rotate those all at the same time. I'm just trying to figure out some cool way to show this, so I don't know. And we need to create the second hand. Okay, very stupid joke. But we need to create that one hand also, which is the one which shows the seconds And I think I'm going to model again. So let's cursor to center, and then let's add at plane, and then let's scale it and move it like this. And then let's bevel Ctrl plus Shift plus B to create this kind of almost spherical. And then I'm going to extrude this, and it should be longer than those others for some random reason. And then select this one and then extrude, and it's the longest one, so it goes like there. And then let's create the materials, so the markings, and then let's add there a loop cut and select this face and new material and this one and assign. Okay, now we can rotate this to a something that it's kind of okay. So I wanna have, I just rotate them like randomly, something like this. You often, when you see clock in some image, it's often positioned the hands like this, because this looks like a smiley face, and that's the reason why these are often like this in the clock images, clock photos. Okay, so let's extrude this a little bit and move it a little bit down. And I'm going to add there also the smooth shading, and there this auto smooth. Okay, cool. And I think we should move now. Actually, I need to create also the glass for this and those things there also. So let's add the glass now, and how I do it, I select this edge ring here and duplicate it, and then P to separate it, and then select this and E to extrude and scale. And maybe I add there a little bit random details, so I extrude it like this and then scale again and move in Z axis like this, and then E to extrude, and then M, Alt plus M, and merge at the center. And we need to remove those creases, so actually I need to add there also. Extrude this. Okay, so this is it. Let's smooth shade it. Kind of cool. I wanna have some sort of transparency there, so let's first create the glass material, and I'm going to use here the glass, and then let's go to find the place where you can have the transparent settings. Maximum draw, and actually I think what happens if I select this? Nothing. So let's go here. If I select this tier var, it's not going to work like this. Transparency, solid. Okay, the transparency is now visible. So you select this transparency and there solid, and then with this you control how transparent it is. Cool. Okay, so let's create these parts here, and actually we need to create only this and this because these are just similar, but let's start with this biggest one, and let's go to the another layer, and I'm going to move with this one to the other layer. So let's go there, and let's center the cursor, and let's create, of course, the cylinder, and let's scale it a little bit. Set axis like this. By the way, why I always scale in edit mode is that let's see, if I scale in normal offset mode, you see that these numbers are changing, and I don't wanna do this. I actually should apply the rotation and scale, and now you see that those numbers are just getting some very strange numbers, and it's a problem. Blender will have all kind of different problems when you have that kind of wrong numbers there, so you always should have the 1 in every of those scale things. Okay, so that was the reason why I do it like this. And let's select these by Alt plus Control plus right mouse button. I always together press the Shift, because you know, it's just a habit, but you don't need to press Shift, but it's not a problem if you press it, because with Shift you can also select, for example, like this, but without Shift you select on only one. Okay, that's why I always press Shift. And then let's select checker, deselect, and we have now every second of those selected. And I just center the rotation. And I'm going to scale these. So press S and then Shift plus Z. Okay, I need to add a median point. So I create this kind of star kind of thing. And then let's press Ctrl plus B to bevel these. Actually, I wanna select every one of those now, and let's bevel them. So I create this kind of shape, which is kind of nice. We can, I think, go with this one, but I think I'm going to undo this, and I first select with checker deselect these, and I'm going to bevel these first, like this, and then let's use the checker deselect again, and we need to find the numbers where we find out that we have selected only these. And for me it was always been very much a little bit we need to I think, okay, I think this did it. Oh, not okay, let's just select those like the old method. But this is a powerful tool if you just understand how to work with it, and sometimes I just don't get the good results. I mean, I can get the good results, but I just don't figure out sometimes how to work with it. So this is the shape I wanted to have, and let's select this. Oh, I forgot one. I need to undo everything. Something like this, and then let's select these. This is kind of relaxing, selecting these. You don't need to think anything when you just click. Okay, so this is the shape I wanted to have, and let's select this and extrude and scale, and then maybe not that much. And then let's press Alt plus Shift plus S and then 1, and you create a perfect circle out from this, and then let's extrude. And maybe add a little bit bevel there also. Alright, maybe there also. Okay, so this is the shape we wanted to have, and it's kind of cool now. I just add a little bit bevels everywhere. So it don't look so artificial. Okay, and now let's select everything and then move them back to the layer 1. And okay, we need to move this part wherever it is, this one, and rotate in x-axis 90 degrees and then press minus, and then we just scale it. Scale, Shift Y. Alright, and that's it. I think it's maybe a little bit too big, to be honest. It should be quite big, but I think I need to make this ball clock a little bit thicker. So let's select these and then move down. Like that, and then let's select this and move it also down. So now it kind of is correctly set up there. Okay, let's create the other node, and this is the second one. And I think I'm going to base it to this one. So let's just duplicate this one, and then select these. It's very hard to select, and then move down like this. And maybe this also a little bit, so it's a little bit thinner. Something like this, I guess. And let's just move it in the correct spot. Rotate in Z-axis. And okay, I'm going to duplicate this and just rotate it like this. Okay, kind of cool. And what else do we wanna have here? Maybe we can start doing this belt part. Can you say it's belt? I don't know. But I'm going to just center the cursor here and Shift plus S and cursor to select it, and then let's add there a plane and move it up a little bit, and then scale in y-axis like this. And now I actually wanna move it a little bit down. Okay, so let's create here a face and extrude again and move there, and then extrude again, move there, and then extrude again, move there, and then just scale a little bit. And let's bevel these all. So like this, maybe not this one, and just bevel a little bit. Alright, and then let's bevel these also a little bit less. And I wanna also bevel these vertices, so Control plus Shift plus B. Something like this, and we can enable the smooth shading. What we wanna do is that we wanna add here the solidify modify, and let's change the thickness a little bit. Okay, we need to move these a little bit down, so let's select these and maybe Control plus 1 or even 2 times, and then let's move. I'm going to isolate this, so let's press numpad slash so I can see better. I'm going to delete this dissolve edges and then edge slide this one and this one also a little bit. And we have here, it seems to we have here problem, so dissolve this edge and then edge slide this one. Okay. I kind of like this. Maybe I select a little bit. So I just Control plus and then Control minus, so I selected these. So I move this a little bit to there. And then we can press the numpad slash again, so we can edit this. And I'm going to extrude it from here, and to be honest, I have no idea how long this should be, so I just guess. And then I'm going to scale it a little bit, so it's like it gets thinner all the time. And I need. Okay, this is a little bit problematic because I have no reference for this kind of situation. So I will find from Pixabay. So let's go to Pixabay and let's search something that we like. These are wrong kind of, because I have letter there. Okay, those are always a little bit wrong kind of. This is the best one I can find, and this is not good. So let's write the letter. Okay. So I need to create this kind of thing there, I think, at least with that part. And let's just create it. So let's select this one and then duplicate it and move it somewhere where you think the part should be. And then extrude and select it and move down and extrude. Set axis like this. And let's select these and delete the faces, so we have this. I think this should be a little bit more thick. The letter is so thin, so let's add more thickness to it. And we need to fix, I'm going to hide this, we need to fix this part again, so let's just move it a little bit up. Control. I need to remove dissolve again, so dissolve edges and then Control plus and move up and move there. Let's dissolve this edge, okay, and move this a little bit there. Okay, so it's getting better, and move this a little bit down. And now we can add bevels there. Maybe also there a little bit. It's kind of okay like this. Maybe I make it a little bit thicker or wider or whatever. Okay. So this is done. Maybe we wanna add this kind of what are those? Okay, I need to Google again. Okay, rivets were the word I was trying to say. And I will center the cursor there, so I select those and then cursor to selected. And then let's create just some cylinder. And let's scale it something like this. And move maybe a little bit down. And then move these a little bit. And then bevel these. And smooth shading. And then bevel these also. And I'm going to extrude and scale and then extrude this again. So I have this kind of rivet kind of thing. I'm not going to, it should be a little bit, okay, I'm going to model it to the state where I think it's kind of realistic. I was first thinking that we can see it here, but actually I can see, or maybe I move this a little bit up. No, we can't see anymore. And move this also a little bit up. Let's fix this rivet. Move up. And then the center part. So let's select this and E to extrude and scale and Shift plus Z. So this is the rivet. And I can't see anything. These kind of parts are a little bit annoying. Unhide. And now I can move this. Okay, I guess this is kind of okay. I'm going to scale and Shift plus Z, so it's kind of bigger. And let's just move this there, and then duplicate and move the others there. So now we have two rivets there, which is nice. And this may be a little bit there. Cool. Okay, at this point we can duplicate this and scale in x-axis -1 and move it there. So now we have those belts, but we need to create the lock for this other part, and this part should be something like which we can just add the bevels like this, and this is almost ready. We need to create holes also there later. So let's create the holes now and select this one, and then we don't need this part here either, so let's just delete it. And there's few ways you can do the holes, but maybe I am going to do it like this. And let's select here the center one. And I guess it's this one. And just W subdivide. And then select it. And then select this. And then G to join. And we actually need also the join. So we can add loop cuts there. So how many do we wanna have there? Something like this, I guess. And we actually don't need there because nobody has that large hand, so we dissolve these. Dissolve and this one also. Maybe even this. Okay. So let's select these. And then Control Shift plus B and recreate those kind of with mouse wheel you can, by the way, add more vertices there. And I think the size should be something like this. And let's see, is it overlapping with the... I think I'm going to go like this. So we need to select those. Let's go to the jet view and let's select the center face there in everyone because we wanna delete it. And press X and delete vertices. Alright, and now we just need to sphericate those. So let's just select and press Alt plus Shift plus S and 1. Like this. And maybe I also, let's select those all again and deselect those wrong. I maybe make those a little bit smaller because those are now very huge. And let's use these individual origins and then just scale a little bit smaller. And maybe I also scale them in x-axis a little bit so it looks like that those are a little bit stretched in use, which is very cool effect, I think. And that's it, we have this part ready, and let's move to this one. Okay, maybe not completely ready yet, because I need to move these holes a little bit, because those are kind of overlapping there. So let's just move them. Wait a minute. Deselect this and move them like this. So no overlapping anymore. Maybe even more. Maybe I select those also. And Control plus V. And okay, why it's gliding like that? Control plus V. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, good enough. And let's enable also this auto smooth so it doesn't make those annoying artifacts. This is okay now. And there also the auto smooth. Okay. Okay, the next thing we need to do is the lock part for this belt. So how I do it, I first create this kind of similar thing as we have here. And let's just extrude there. And then extrude again. And then extrude again. And then extrude there. And scale. And we are going to bevel these, of course, to make them a little bit better. Okay, and we need to dissolve so edges there. So let's dissolve that one and then slide this one. And this is kind of okay now. Okay, I think I need to dissolve even more. So let's just select those and then dissolve and then move this a little bit up. And this is just what I did. You maybe were a little bit wiser than I did, and maybe you also understood to make this correctly in the first place. But okay, let's slide this a little bit, and this also, and this has to be moved a little bit, and this. Okay, so this is the part where you put the lock system. I'm going to bevel these with Ctrl plus Shift plus B to create this more smooth looking end for this part. And let's now create the belt part here. So First I create that bar, a metal bar through there. So let's just cursor to select it there, and then let's add there a cylinder. And because we are going to add the subdivision surface, I'm not going to add too much of those. And also I'm going to add this nothing for the ends. So let's just scale this, and with Shift Z I create it a little bit thinner, and then rotate in X-axis 90 degrees, and then we can move it into its correct position. And let's add there another loop and then delete this, because the mirror modify is the way to go. So that's it, and now we can move these a little bit there. Alright, and the smooth shading, of course. And I'm going to cursor to this selected, and then let's add there a cube. And it's too big, as you can see, so let's scale it a little bit smaller. Something like this is quite okay, and maybe I scale it also in Z-axis like this. And now I can just move these to this direction. And with Control down you can click with left key this kind of extrude there. And I'm going to enable this clipping here, so I can just move it there, and then add here this delete the face, I mean. And let's scale this in X-axis, so it's a little bit kind of thicker than this part. And also I wanna add there another loop cut, so I can Control plus move these a little bit down, because it looks like that in my reference there's this kind of detail. So I'm going to do the similar thing there. And also let's bevel these, but because this is there is this kind of corner, I need to enable here the present mode, and then I'm going to undo the bevel and then bevel again. So now Blender understands to rotate those edges in a more natural way, and I do the same here. Something like this is quite okay. And the smooth shading, of course. And now I need to create here the hole for the part which is going to go back there. I have no word for this part, but it's like coming from there, like, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So how I do it at this point, I'm going to add here a loop, and then here, and then I'm going to add also there, so I can now delete this one and these also. And let's just extrude these and then create face there and there. So this is kind of it. I'm going to move these a little bit. Maybe it's not that big, I mean that deep. Head slide happens with it. Scale in Z-axis 0. Alright. And I'm going to desolve this edge, because it's way too much more details to this model, so I just desolve it like this, and the same I do for this. And now let's add there the bevel modifier, sorry. And with that I'm going to add the weight. So now we just create the same thing we did in the other object also. So let's just select first these, and then here select the bevel weight. Maybe I add here also. Can I have there something like 3? Okay, I can't. But it's kind of okay like that. And I'm going to add that same bevel also there. Let's move this a little bit inside. And let's add the bevel here and here. And move this a little bit down. Okay. And we need to create here a hole also for the lock part, and I'm going to add here, actually I'm going to select these and then W and subdivide, and that creates this kind of edge there. And now I can bevel it like this and then delete faces, so it creates this hole there. And let's move this a little bit down. Okay, so what I do now is to create here the other part of the this object, and I'm going to create. First, I'm going to center the cursor here, snap the cursor there, and then I'm going to add a plane and then scale it in edit mode, and then extrude it here and again in this direction. And here I create another extrude. Something like this is the goal of mine. And maybe scale these in y-axis. Something like this. And in side view I can now extrude these and create the rest of this object. Something like this. And now I can create the bevels here in the part where I wanna have. But I need to add here also again this width, and then undo and do this again. And I'm going to do the same here. Okay, and here also bevel. And this. Okay, now I just need to add solidify modifier here and some thickness. And because the solidify modifier, I think I need to move a little bit these up. So let's just select those and move like this. And maybe I also bevel these a little bit, so Ctrl plus Shift plus B. And then add more thickness. So now it's kind of okay, and the smooth shading is good, and maybe also this auto smooth. So that is, I think, all we need to do. Okay, I think I need to add also the similar thing as we have here. So let's just duplicate this one and then move there like that. And I'm going to scale it in y-axis because it looks a little bit too wide for this part. Okay, and also those I need to duplicate, so actually I'm going to duplicate those in edit mode, so let's move these here. And actually I'm going to delete this other one and then move this one in the center, because it kind of looks like I need to do it like that. Alright. Very cool. So do I have anything else to model here? I think we are getting good to go for the textures. So first I think I wanna create these textures we have here inside of this board. So let's just first hide this glass object so we can see better. And I wanna select this part here, and I'm just going to in edit mode and press U to unwrap like this, and then let's go to the UV image editor, and we have this kind of island here. So let's create new texture, and I think this size is quite okay, so let's create a name for this new image, like small clock boards, and the color may be white. Alright. And then I need something to determine in Photoshop where are actually in this image those boards. So how I decided to do it is that I go here in texture paint, and now I can actually we need to go in the material editor also first. So let's create a new material, small clock board, and let's add here the image texture, which is of course this small clock board. Okay, so now we can paint here, I think with black color. Okay, so let's go to the Z view, and then let's just paint here. I actually wanna also in curve edit a little bit this setting. So this is actually good setting for this. So we just paint this area, and then let's do the same here and here to kind of mark the area where we wanna have those, and then just paint this also. Alright, and you don't need to, this is something we just don't need to have perfectly there, so this is just marking for the Photoshop. So let's just save this image, and the name is good like this, and then we can go out from the vertex texture painting mode, and we can open Photoshop, and I have here something very random. I was doing the tutorial of not Andrew Price, sorry, Gleb Alexandrov. Did I say his name correctly? I bought his planet tutorial, so I was creating a planet texture, and I got inspired because I created that my own planet, and then I wanted to learn even more about that process, so that's why I bought his tutorial. It costs, I think it was about 60 euros, and I think it's worth of the money, so you should also buy the space tutorials they created. I can't remember the other guy name, but yes. So let's find the folder, this one, and the texture, which is this one. And now we have here those. And let's create new layer here, and I need my reference image, so I just open it in the other window, and I just move this there. Actually, I think I should. Okay, I'm doing it like this. So let's create here a rectangle, and I'm going to use the material white, color white I mean. So let's create this white, and let's move it somewhere here, and like this, and then let's go to the pen tool and select everything, and then just duplicate it like this to the other side. And now they are kind of in the same object. I'm always going to press tab here in Photoshop because, you know, Blender. So let's duplicate those both, and then Ctrl+T, rotate those like this, and then let's select again everything, and Alt plus cursor key to duplicate those, and then Ctrl+T to duplicate. What is going on? And move around, something like this, and then again, and then Ctrl+T to move around, something like this. Maybe I need to move these a little bit. These and these and these. So let's rotate those. What? These and these and these and these. Did I select the correct ones? Okay, let's rotate those. Okay, it's good enough. We don't need to be perfect, to be honest, because those are so small details. So let's I think we need also the minute images, minute texture. So how I do those? To be honest, I didn't think this very much before I started. Let's just create another one like this, and a little bit smaller, and then duplicate and move down, something like this, and then join those together, and then duplicate and move again, and join together, then duplicate, and I hate when this happens, like this, and then duplicate. I'm always selecting something wrong. Move there, and then join everything together. So we have these, and then duplicate and rotate. Okay, it's not getting we are not getting the correct results. I guess I'm going to leave those like this. So let's just duplicate those in the other table, other boards, and there in this one also. And let's save this. And I need to have the number of some random day number, so I'm just writing there randomly like 12, and then the color is actually okay because this is going to be black. And let's find some cool font for this. Maybe this, and then rotate it and scale also, so it kind of fits there. Okay, and we are going to go black with these also. And then let's create here another layer, adjustment layer, and solid color, and it's going to be white. So let's save this as a PNG file, and this save it over, and let's see how it looks like in Blender. Here, okay, wrong window, sorry, this one. So let's select the object, this one and this one, then press this, and let's see. Okay, they are positioned correctly, which is very nice, and now we can add more details to those. So first things first, I'm going to lower a little bit of those opacity, so they're like gray, and I need my reference image. I hope I find it. Let's pause this. Okay, so let's write something like 24, and the size should be a little bit smaller, like this, and then just move it there and rotate 90 degrees, and then duplicate it there and there and there, and let's just there we will write 6, move it into the correct spot, and there 30, like that, and there we will write 80. And then let's select those all and duplicate those here to have the similar thing there and here. Cool. Let's save this as a PNG to see it in Blender. Press this update button and let's see. Alright, we are getting the details. I decided to give a suit for one add-on which I found from internet, and it's this one. The address is 3dwolf.com and /materials, and I will show you a little bit about this. So the material is about PBR. The add-on is about PBR materials, and there is, I think there is much of these different setups you can do with this, and now I'm going to test this one, and I have no experience about this before, so I have no idea what I'm doing now. And let's see what I have here. Alright, first I'm going to find the folder for this one. And I guess I'm going to export. Or can I just install this zip file? Copy the address. Okay. I need to... Oh, no. I can just... It's there. Now how do I work with this? Let's go back to the website. So if I select this, can I kind of PBR materials? Okay, I added this material there, and let's change the color. Group. I'm going to use this instead. Okay, to be honest, I have no idea how should I work with this. What is this value? Surface. Metal. Okay, with this list I can, I guess, find the correct. So I guess I'm going to with titanium. Okay, let's choose this one. And what is going on with this? Should I unwrap this or not? Because I can't see anything. Or should I connect it there? Okay, now it's working. And now I messed all the settings, so okay. Now it's back there. But the color of this titanium is very ugly. I'm going to add the ramp node. To be honest, I am not quite much sure if this is the correct way to work with this material. no, I can't see anything. Okay, I need some sort of environment here because we can't see any reflections, and the reason for that is we don't have anything to reflect. This is maybe a little better, but maybe I'm going to add the HDR image. So let's cut this out and let's add the environment texture. Connect it there, and now I'm going to find something. And let's see which one would be good. Why is this here? Let's see this one, for example. I need to color correct this background a little bit because it's so yellow. So let's add the color ramp. No, the curves. And let's a little bit cut out the green and red values. Okay, it's better. Who is there? Hello, people. So I guess I can work with this material with the rest of those. I can add this same titanium to here. And what was the name for this material now? I will rename it as titanium 1. And let's select this bit also here. And drag and drop there also. And there. And I need to see my reference image. So this is kind of painted titanium, I guess. I will create also a color for this titanium, so I see where I have this material and where not. And maybe I will add the same material also for these. Okay, and maybe this will be also it. I guess it's going to be like that. But I'm going to create a duplicate for this. So I click this one, and now I have another version of this. And let's go to the node editor. And this material, and let's change this color to something very dark. And here we need the leather material. So let's click this one and then find here something we can use as a leather. Is it skin? It's not going to be skin. Skin is a little bit too... I mean... No, we are not going to work with this. Sand, rust, rubber. Maybe rubber is something like we can start with. Let's change the colors to more And let's rename this as a letter. By the way, I need here also the titanium material, and here. Okay. Alright, let's unwrap this part here. So just select everything, and actually, because we have here those details, I guess we need to okay, let's see what happens with the Smart UV project. So Smart UV project, and let's add a little bit space for the island markings and area weights. And okay, it's not kind of what I wanted to have, to be honest, because I want to have completely spherical unwraps. So let's select these and create a seams there. By the way, I guess we don't need these, the under layer there. It makes things a little bit easier if we don't have those. So I just delete those vertices. Let's try again the Smart UV project. Okay, I'm going to create seams there also. And there. And then mark seams, and then let's select everything and unwrap. Okay, those distortions are a little bit annoying. Let's select everything and let's see what happens if we press Ctrl F and triangulate faces, and then let's select everything again and unwrap. Okay, so I need to create the how do I create those markings? I guess I'm manually creating those, so just scale those a little bit. It's a little bit stupid that the unwrap feature don't have those these settings here when I unwrap. I need to do them later, and I guess there is somewhere a setting how you do those, but I can't remember where they are. Maybe somewhere here. Island markings options. I remember that I once was very confused about this, and then I found the settings, but it's somewhere very much well hidden. Tools. Shading and UVs. Options. So I guess okay, there is some seams we need to create. There. Okay, now when I triangulated it, I need to create this them like this. Still something to go. Mark seam, let's select everything and unwrap. Okay, And let's just scale these a little bit smaller so they don't overlap. And let's remove this one and let's create new texture. And I'm going to name it as a main board. And maybe I also double this size, so let's select those both and then right there multiply 2. And the color should be white. Okay. And let's save this image. Save image. Save as image. And the name is main board. And I'm also going to save this export UV layout, and I'm going to name it as main board layout. Alright, and then let's go to Photoshop and let's open the textures. Okay, I need to find. Sorry. Wrong. So this one and this one over here. And now I have those. So what I do is for starters, maybe lower opacity from this, and then let's create here a new layer, and I'm going to create this kind of rectangle, and let's see the reference image. Yeah, and we need only those little small things there, and maybe this text. So I'm going to make this a lot smaller. And then let's duplicate it and move there to the bottom. Like this. Then let's join those together and select them both and duplicate and then rotate 90 degrees like this. And then let's duplicate those again and then rotate them like 30 degrees. And then duplicate again and rotate again 30 degrees. Like that. So we have the house there. And let's duplicate again and rotate this 6 degrees. And let's join those together, so we don't need to waste all day with this. And then rotate this 12 degrees. What's going on? Rotate this 12 degrees like that. And duplicate again and rotate again 12 degrees. Okay, perfect. So we have those, and let's move them a little bit because it seems they are not in the correct spot. And let's hide this and so let's save this over PNG file over the main board. And I'm going to also save it as a PSD file so I can edit it later if I want to. And then let's select this one and let's create a material for it. And the table is the correct material we wanna edit wherever it is. I can't see. Is there even nodes? Yes, use nodes. And then with numpad period key you can center to the nodes. And let's add there an image texture. Connect it there, and let's open here the main board. And there we have it. They are like a little bit too far away, so let's just scale this a little bit and save again and save as PNG there over this. And then let's see in Blender update. Okay, it looks very cool. I guess I'm going to add there some sort of text, a logo for this company. What is the logo for this one, by the way? Fossil. I'm going to create my own company now, so let's write there. I don't wanna make this box, so let's write the MrSorbias, and the color should be black. And this is just very stupid. And let's deselect this if you had this for some reason. And let's find some cool font. I somehow wanna have a kind of serif font. So let's find some cool. Maybe with this one. Okay, let's see. Serif book. Is there a bold version of it? Okay, this is kind of nice. Let's scale it a little bit bigger and rotate 90 degrees. And maybe I also edit it a little bit, so with these settings I a little bit make the letters closer of each other. Okay, and let's just add it there and save this and save as a PNG over this one. And let's go seeing here what we have. Okay, I kind of like it. It's getting very cool stuff. Let's edit a little bit these materials, and I'm going to select this board material, and I'm going to delete this one because we are going to add here actually Fresnel titanium like that, and then again I'm confused. Okay, I can't add texture to titanium, so I'm not going to use that. Let's find here something. Actually, let's just copy this, and then let's remove this one, and then find the material for this. And what would be good? I don't know, ceramic. And then let's paste the node here, and let's connect this there in albedo, and let's change this color. No effect, so I'm going to add here a ramp, color ramp, and because I just found these textures. I have no idea if I am using these correctly, but I wanna make those a little bit darker than the main world, so that's why I do it like this. And maybe roughness a little bit. What happens with this? And I don't wanna have subdivision surface scattering there. Of course not. I don't know, did I use the correct material? Maybe not, but that was the best I found for this. And we need to model a little bit even more, because we don't have here the part, the pivot, which is rotating these. So let's create one, and let's snap the cursor to selected, and let's add there a cylinder. And of course the object is more complex than what I'm doing now, because there has to be some sort of system which rotates all of those in different speed, but I'm just adding here this simple cylinder, and it's going to work just fine. And then select these and E to extrude and scale, Shift plus Z. And let's choose a material for this. I use this markings material. And let's edit a little bit the markings material. I'm going to mix it with glossy, like that, and then let's see. Little bit too dark. Let's add there also the Fresnel material, Fresnel node, and connect it there. And let's add there some random number, like this, or maybe 2.5. What happens with that? Okay, it's getting even worse. I wanna have some sort of plastic kind of. So I guess I'm going to have, I don't know, something like this maybe is going to work, because of course those can't be glossy, that glossy. You need to be able to read those. So this is okay, I guess. And let's see the reference image. We have here also these, but I can't actually see what we have there very much. So should I model create those as a texture or not? I don't know. The part would be like this. Let's add the new material, and let's call it like, I don't know, rim board, and just assign it there. So now we have at least this material, but there is no anything to read from it. Let's add the glossy material, glossy shader, and the Fresnel. And if it seems like that my workflow is very hard to follow, it's because I have not planned this model before. I'm just speaking what I'm doing, so this is kind of video blog or something like that, more than a tutorial, but it's also a tutorial to my random workflow. And maybe I'm not going to add those details, so I'm going to leave this like that, and we can move now to the this letter material. Okay, we can now unhide the glass material, so press Alt plus H, And here we go. Let's see. Cool. And let's create a material for this letter. And I have here this image which I downloaded from Pixabay, and I'm going to create the letter texture from this. So let's just crop something like this area from there and maybe there, because I don't wanna have this gradient. So I'm trying to have as little of possible of that. And I think this is okay. And Ctrl plus Alt plus I, and we change the size to something like 1024. And why I choose this kind of resolution, I mean size, is that your computer, the computer are designed to work better with those numbers. And I'm not an expert to tell about those, but it's just how the computers calculate things. And let's add the offset texture, and now you see the problem, which is that we have so much of different colors there. But let's add something like maybe this and like this, and then just clone stamp here, maybe some little bit bigger brush and less hardness, so I kind of hide this seam like this, and then Ctrl plus F to repeat the offset texture, and now I can hide these new seams I created. And maybe I need to add here some random details, because I don't wanna have this kind of problem that I have this spot with different colors, so I need to have those spots in other places also. To make it less obvious. So just clone stamping. Okay, it's kind of okay now, so I'm going to save it, and I need to find the folder again. Always I'm looking folders. Textures, and then do I have letter? Yes, I have. I have this my old texture which I created to some other tutorial. Let's call this letter 1, and it, by the way, looks fake letter. Okay, and let's open the Blender, and let's select this letter object, and let's add there an image texture, and let's connect it there, and let's open the letter here. Where's the folder? There. And this one. And let's Ctrl T to add those, and object coordinates. And let's see, maybe this pattern is a little bit too small, so I make it bigger by adding there something like 0.5. Okay, I guess it's better. And by the way, I'm adding the box and blend. Okay. And maybe because it's an old clock, at least it's not brand new, so I wanna add there some random spots like it's used clock. So how I do it, I first move these a little bit away, and then let's add the curves, RGB curves node, and connect this there, and then Ctrl plus Shift plus left mouse button. We see this, and then make some different colored areas there. Like this. Then connect this back, and then let's add mix RGB node. Connect this there, and we need still more space here. So this is going to be there, and maybe something like this. And just because this is here and this is there down. Okay, so let's add the noise texture. This one, and connect the factory here, and let's change the scale, and then let's add color ramp also. And we need the object coordinates here, so let's add there. And I'm going to apply the rotation and scale. Apply, and let's see again. And now we can change this size. Maybe more details. Even a little bit distortion. Let's see how this looks like. Something like this, I guess it's kind of okay. Alright, we are getting there. I guess it looks kind of nice. I'm going back from the rendered mode, and then I'm going to delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And let's add there a plane, and let's scale it to huge. And like this, and let's see how it looks like on this table. Maybe there's a little bit too much details, so how I edit those, I just make this more wider. Yeah, something like that. And I wanna add there also a bump map, so let's create bump node, and let's connect it there in normal, and let's connect this to the height. And now we have those, but as you can see it's kind of inverted, so we invert it again with this one. And let's make the strength a little bit less. Okay, better. I don't know, this letter looks a little bit feminine. Feminine, how do I say that? Something that you might have in female watches, but maybe it's like, I don't know. It just was the texture I found from the Pixabay. It's your problem to find something better. Let's add new texture, new material for the plane here, and I'm using again these PBR materials because now I have those. And let's find here which one would be cool to have. I guess wood. And then let's find here, let's add there a texture, image texture, and let's open something. And this is the all-time favorite texture for me because I found it from the Pixabay and it's free. So I'm going to connect it there also, and let's use these. And maybe we change the color a little bit because now we have so much brown color here. So let's add the curve, RGB curves, and let's for example add more red there and less green, maybe more blue or less. Okay, it's still very red. Just trying to find some good way to mix those colors. I don't know what kind of wood can be this colored. This maybe some varnish can do this kind of effect to wood. At least I hope so. And let's make the roughness a little bit less. Okay. And I wanna have there also an additional light sources. Let's delete this. And this is going to be the area lamp. And let's make it huge. And let's see. Move it there. And like this. And the camera will be somewhere like here. And we need more strength to this light source, so let's add something like this. Let's see what happens if we have that kind of setting there. Maybe it's a little bit too close, so let's move it like this. Let's see again. Can we see anything from this? Or maybe we shoot it like from the top, like this. Let's see how it looks like that. I guess the wooden platform was a little bit too much for this image, so instead of using that I'm going to remove it, and you can still keep it if you wanna have wooden platform, but I'm going to add there, where is my node? I'm going to add there a glossy shader like this one. And then I'm going to remove a little bit roughness, but not too much. And then I'm going to build some sort of light box for this. So let's duplicate this and then rotate in 90 degrees in x-axis like this. And let's see from example this view. I'm going to create a new material for this one, and I'm going to use here, first let's click this one, and then let's create an emission shader here, so it's kind of emitting light here. And now I can delete this one because we don't need that small light source, we have bigger one there. And let's duplicate this again and rotate in z-axis 90 degrees, and let's move it there. And let's duplicate it again, and we have now light sources everywhere. Maybe even top one. Rotate y-axis 90 degrees. So something like this is the setup you can see in photography studios. They have this kind of light box there. But I'm going to edit this material a little bit. I wanna have the effect that it's a little bit darker in the edge areas. So I'm going to add the gradient texture, which is this one, and let's connect it there and let's make it spherical. And let's add these nodes and use the object coordinate to have it in the center. And now our job is to just make the texture a little bit bigger, so it's not something like 0.5. Let's see. Okay, I guess it was very lucky guess, and we made the effect we wanted to have, at least what I wanted to have there. And I'm going to move this a little bit so it's not overlapping there. And let's add the camera there now. And let's move this. Honestly, it's not now just up to you what kind of photo you wanna have about this. So I'm just trying to look around. Maybe I still add there an additional light source. I deleted that one, but I'm going to add there still one new, and it's going to be an area lamp and rotate it in x-axis. Why I added it here is that I wanna have some highlights there in these bevels, so that's the way to have those. And now I just need to edit this light source to make the effect I wanna have there. And I'm going to use the rectangle, and let's make this a little bit wider, and let's see, maybe there something like multiply 5, maybe a little bit up, rotate in x-axis like this. So it's like balancing. I don't wanna have this highlight there in the background, but I wanna have highlights in this watch, so I need to find the correct spot so I don't have those all. Or I can make this always bigger, so it's like highlighting everything. Like this. Let's multiply this again with 5. And again. Okay, now it's getting too much. Divide it with 3. Okay, let's divide again with 2. I guess this kind of works, but the other problem is that this part is like flying there. So I need to parent everything. Let's select. Actually, I wanna have some color there first. Let's make this material something like this. And now I can see what I'm doing. So let's select this and this and this and parent it to this object. Ctrl+P. And then I'm going to select this object. Actually only this. And then snap cursor to selected Shift plus S. And no, let's parent this. No, let's not parent. Let's use this transform and origin to 3D cursor. And let's do the same thing here. Oh. That's bad. Do I have same problem there? No, I don't. Let's fix this fast. Okay. And let's select here the center object. Oh, I forgot the mirror modifier. I'm going to apply the mirror modifier here. Apply. And let's select this one and cursor to selected and this transform origin to 3D cursor. And let's parent this. And now I can rotate this. So rotate in Y-axis. Something like this, and this also rotate in Y-axis. I should have there more segments, maybe. Maybe I'm going to add the... I'm going to bevel this one to have a segment to slide somewhere like... Okay, like here, and then let's bevel this one. And now let's rotate this in Y-axis again. And let's move these a little bit up. It's getting annoying. Rotate the Y-axis. And rotate in Y-axis. Then I'm just moving these down. Again, there are better methods for this, but I'm just doing the fast fix. Okay, I guess it's kind of okay now. And now I should do the same here. So let's move these down. Let's select these and move down, and these, and these. I guess something like this. Let's see. Okay, it's kind of better now. I'm going to render this out, then I'm going to Photoshop and make some Photoshop things there. So let's check first the settings here. I'm going to render it with 500 samples, and I don't need this many bounces. and actually I need those because we have here the glass material, so I should have the I can't but this I can add. I can filter the closing. Let's see. And anything else? Okay, I'm going to render it now. So I just pressed F12 to start the rendering. Okay, I think I'm going to edit a little bit this leather material. So let's go back to Blender and let's see. And let's select this leather part, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, so something like 0.2. And maybe even a little bit more bump. Like that. And then I make this light source a little bit stronger. And I do it here. Let's just slide this a little bit. Maybe I also duplicate this and rotate in x-axis, and let's see what happens with this setting. Move a little bit in y-axis, and maybe this should be a little bit less powerful. Something like that, and I will make the leather material also a little bit darker. So let's duplicate this one and add there, and let's make it even more dark. And let's move a little bit, remove a little bit also this red value there. And this also. Oh, I was sliding the green value. I wanna use the C. Maybe also red a little bit out from here. Just trying to find correct setting. And let's select everything and Ctrl A and apply rotation and scale. And we need to turn the normals here because it seems those were problematic. Okay, better. And maybe I hide this one. So let's see. Can I add some kind of, for example, green light there? So I just first create a plane and then scale it in x-axis like this, and then rotate in y-axis 90 degrees, and then move out of the side, and maybe like this. And now I can just position it like this, and then let's create a new material for this, and it's going to be an emission, but I'm going to use this greenish value here, and it should be a little bit stronger because I can't see anything. I can't see the effect. Let's see. Okay, so I duplicate this and rotate in z-axis 90 degrees and move it there. And then again there. Maybe scale in y-axis like this, and then duplicate this one here. So now I should have the greenish colors there. And let's unhide the glass material. Let's see in the camera perspective. Maybe I change this to more bluish, so it's kind of more masculine. And maybe a little bit less strength here. Just slight blue tint there. I think we are getting there. I'm going to scale this in y-axis. And actually I wanna move this there and then extrude again and move it like this. Let's see. Alright, let's see in the material view. I think it's now a little bit better. So I'm going to render it again. And because there was a little bit of fireflies, I'm going to filter a little bit more there. So let's filter something like 3 here. And I think it maybe fixes those, and let's add there also 3. Okay, and then let's render again. Alright, this is now and this was before. And I'm going with this, maybe I mixed those. I don't know. I'm going with this, and I'm going to duplicate this layer. And wait a minute, what did I do? Undo. Okay, I opened the file. Okay, so let's go to camera raw filter. And let's use this auto option. And now I can just edit these values until I find something that is good for me. Maybe a little bit more warm colors, not too much though. I think it has to be some sort of high key photo where you have almost overexposed details there, but we are just playing in the limit where it's too overexposed versus good. I mean, we are trying to have good, but you know, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So let's reduce a little bit noise. And I'm going to add highlights to yellow tint and shadows to blue tint. or even red. And then I'm going to create here another adjustment brush layer. So I just paint this area, and then I'm going to edit the area. What's going on? Why can't I see anything? Oh, not that. Okay, let's paint. Size, feather, density. Okay, now I'm painting. So let's add a little bit exposure here, and maybe highlights also, and clarity. So I'm just finding those details from inside of the glass with this tool. Okay, now I'm just applying this effect. So this was before and this is now. And we are getting there. And now I'm going to paint here with white brush, so I'm just washing those away, because I don't like those details in the background. Window. Let's edit the brush a little bit. This spacing to 0. And now we can kind of just paint like this. And the same thing here. Okay. And now when we started, I can maybe duplicate all of those, and then let's find those Nick filters which are free to use, and you can download them from Google. And let's see what we can use here, what we can do here. Okay. Classic camera. Okay, I'm using this, but I'm going to edit these settings a little bit because the effect is a little bit overkill. Let's see the vignette amount. Little bit vignette like this, but let's not go crazy with it. And okay, I'm going to leave these like that, and let's see. Let's see. Can I even little bit make this more subtle? Because I don't wanna have too crazy effects there. Maybe I just apply this, and then with lowering the opacity of this layer, I make the effect less obvious when it's rendered out. So this is now, and this was before. So now I just remove the opacity a little bit from this. And I guess that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.